gonna have wisps in the gold mine in about like 5 seconds here. At this point, Illmatic, whenever at this point you've got... he doesn't want to break 50 food yet. You want to tech up, get some upgrades on your units, preferably 3 attack upgrades if you can, and you're just going to creep up your heroes at any opportunity you get at this point. The Gargs are just going to run around, go for wisps, or even better yet, an expansion. Yay! It's not really any surprise they had that expansion, like I was saying. I'm sure Illmatic was predicting that. But you don't really need to panic. Keep in mind that just because the Night Elf has an expansion up doesn't necessarily mean he's winning, and just because you don't take it down immediately doesn't necessarily mean that you're getting completely screwed. You can do fine against that as long as you're still under 50 food. As you notice, the Night Elf player is pushing up past 50 food, and what this means is that his income, even though he only has an expansion, is only at 14, 7 plus 7, as opposed to yours, which is at 10, so you're not really that far down. And Illmatic is kind of screwed for lumber. I think he only got 2 lumber ghouls after he made that push at 50 food with the ghouls and Gargs. And now he's down to 1. What's going on here? That's another mistake, I guess. Short on lumber from the ghouls. But basically, once you're in this position, creep up your heroes as much as you can, try to preoccupy the Night Elf, and bank up some high foods. You can push up to about 70 food of units. That's, it's obviously 80 is ideal, but you're pretty much going to want to break 50 food and push up to about that. That's just kind of how it usually works out. Anyway, he threw up his next ziggurat, so that's exactly what he's going to do. He's going to go push up. Looks like he's only going to 60 here. Whatever, no worries. He's making another Frostworm and another Gargoyle. You notice that he's not going for any ground units. The basic idea is that there's not really any ground units that he needs. The Panda's only level 3, so with heal scrolls and whatnot, he can or level 4, excuse me. Oh, whoops. He can deal with the haze fire effect, so he doesn't necessarily need to switch over to fiends yet, which would be the next step if all his gargoyles get massacred. He doesn't really need to do that, and Gargs are very nice. They're faster. If you get them in good positioning, they really do an absolute number on gargoyles. So anyway, typical Night Elf practice. Basically, same thing as before. He's just trying to keep you occupied so you can't go push his expansion down, and he can get the resource advantage and just go 100 food or whatever and win. Now remember, you've got a really big advantage whenever you're in your base from the cold towers that are about in the blight, so you don't really need to rush right the hell in and make an ass of yourself, and don't panic too much. Just set yourself up, get the items you need, get good positioning, which is bring your gargoyles in on the dryads from the side, and order priority of attack here. Frostworms go for the bears and then the heroes, unless one of his heroes are really out of position. Go for the bears first. They're easier to kill and they do more damage. Night Elf player got pretty screwed here. It's kind of a stupid fight. He should have TP'd out a lot sooner, so he lost a ton of dryads and brought himself down. Nomadic, back to 50 food. Random Asian name, 64 food after he's making some stuff. So here's an interesting point. The gold mines run out, and right now, as the undead player, you have to make a very tough moral decision. And the fabric of the universe depends on whether or not you expand. If you expand, the advantage is, of course, that you can keep going in the long run. This Night Elf player is kind of slow. He should right now pick up his tree and walk it right over and set it down since the gold mines ran out. But he's going to pick it up and then just have it sit there for a while, which is stupid. But if you expand, obviously you can keep going with the Night Elf. However, if you expand, keep in mind that if you expand and lose a fight, you've just lost the game. There's no possible way for you to deal with that, since he'll just right-click your expansion and it goes down, and then your investment's screwed. Okay, epic battle here. Frostworms going for the bears. Dryads are absolutely screwed. This is like perfect positioning for the undead. Breath of Fire only hits on 4 gargoyles. The Gargs are coming in right over the bridge, right on top of the line of Dryads. Epic positioning. All the bears are going to go down to Frostworm focus. Undead heroes keep alive. They're in the orange, but damn, they're alive. All the gargoyles are picking off. They're going to go get all the Dryads. This is perfect positioning. It's like freaking Merry Christmas right there. There was no possible better positioning that Illmatic could have had in that fight. And once you whittle away all those dryads and your Frosties have just free reign of the sky, it's just right-click Heroes time, because there's nothing you can do about it. He can't escape. Your nukes are going to just ream his heroes, and there you go. 2 free hero kills, and that's pretty much game right there. If you, as the undead player, if you expand, it is very often a whoever wins the next fight is going to win the game sort of deal, unless you decide to back off and both of you just get your expansions up and running. Once, like I was saying earlier, the Night Elf should have already had his Tree of Life over there, and he probably should have had Nature's Blessing too. He could have that tree, it's rooted right now already, but he doesn't. Sucks. Not really anything surprising here. Illmatic is just going to go for this tree and take it down, and then he's going to go to the other one. Remember, always remember that the Night Elf has that free expansion. If you forget and you think, okay, good, I just took down his last expo, he shouldn't have any gold for another one, you could be really screwing yourself. He's going to have that expo go up. You got to go look for it and try to take it down. Since you have Frost Realms, if you can intercept the tree on the way there, you're going to take double damage from your Frosties, and it'll go down in like 5 seconds. But whatever. Even if you get to it once it's already rooted, this game is beyond over. Both of his heroes are dead. The undead heroes are ridiculously high level. He could get that expansion up and both his heroes out, and he'd probably still be screwed. But anyway, that's about it. You can go ahead and watch the rest of the replay. Basically, he's just going to go right-click on the tree, and Night Elf's going to call it GG. Nothing too spectacular to say there, so I'll go ahead and give the summary. Early game, go ahead and make your way over to the Night Elf. Make sure he's not able to creep to level 3. And then if he mana burns you, get Aura. If he doesn't, just save the skill point until you get level 2 or whatever. No reason to really pick Coil unless you really need to. Once you are ready to back off, once you back off there, creep your Death Knight up to level 2. When the Demon Hunter comes in for the harass, go for the surround on the Demon Hunter. Push up to tier 3, at tier 2, just make a couple gargoyles, and then start your tier 3 tech while harassing with your Death Knight and Gargs. Leave your ghouls on lumber for now. Halfway through your tech to tier 3, build a Slaughterhouse and a Lich. At tier 3, get a Orb on your Lich, get 1 or 2 heal scrolls, get Ghoul Frenzy, Stone Form on your Gargoyles, and a statue, and make a push. Hopefully the Panda will not be level 3. After the push, keep teching up, push up to 50 food with a ton of Gargoyles, like 12. Keep banking at 50 food until you have a ton of it, or until you have a ton of until you have a ton of gold, excuse me. Push up to 80 food or such, take down his expansion, beat the Night Elf army's ass, and make him cry like a little bitch. And then, depending on how the game goes, you have to make the call at this point whether or not to take an expansion when your main gold mine runs out. That's something you'll pretty much just figure out as you play the game more. So that's about all I've got. I don't really have anything particularly special for this post game. So thank you very much. This is Dredrick signing off.